face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello, I am Sami Mohammed, your host for this hour's news. Stay tuned. Let's start with Cameroon. Cameroon's Ministry of Public Works plans to allocate more than 92% of its 2026 budget to the construction, rehabilitation and maintenance of the national road network. The ministry aims to deliver nearly 650 kilometers of paved roads and over 1,300 meters of engineering structures while intensifying maintenance on key national and local roads to improve connectivity across the country. These priorities were set during budget conferences held on November 8, 2025, co-chaired by officials from the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Economy, Planning and Regional Development, together with MIMT teams. Discussion focused in increasing funding for construction and maintenance, financing technical studies, and boosting resources for local councils. Led by the Director General of Infrastructure Works, the MIMT delegation outlined the finance needs required to complete ongoing projects and launch new ones under the Public Investment Program. Namibia officially inaugurated the Dr. H.G. Geingob Freeway on Monday in the capital, Windhoek, marking the completion of landmark infrastructure project set to transform regional transport and boost economic development. The Namibian government funded the first and second phases of the project in 2016 and 2020, while the Chinese firm Zhongmei Engineering Group constructed the third phase in 2021. With the new freeway, new open travel time between downtown Windhoek and Hosea Kutako International Airport has been cut from about 15 minutes to just over 20 minutes, greatly improving transport efficiency and easing congestion in the capital. In his keynote address, Minister of Works and Transport V. Kunikundi hailed the project as a milestone in Namibian national development and community upliftment. The freeway is a vital corridor linking our capital city to the main gateway of our nation, Hosea Kutako International Airport, and improves access to strategic hubs such as Walvis Bay Port, he said, noting that project forms an internal part of Namibia's regional truck routes development program promoting inter-regional trade. Togo and Algeria are preparing to strengthen economic cooperation, particularly in agribusiness, energy, logistics and services. The initiative is being led by the Togo Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Algerian Employers Organization, which seek to build a structured partnership between the two countries' private sectors. Potential areas of collaboration were discussed at a meeting in Lomé last week between the two organizations. The Algerian delegation, headed by OPA President Sidi Said, met with CCI Togo President Jose Kouassi Seimono to review investment conditions in Togo and the support mechanisms available to foreign business establishment expand operation. The two sides plan to leverage existing industrial zones, connect private sector actors, promote cross-investment and create a more competitive business climate. These efforts are aimed to deepen trade and economic ties between Lomé and Algiers.
This is Africa, the cradle of humanity, the frontier of the future, a land of visionaries, creators and pioneers, a continent of unstoppable energy where innovation meets tradition, where voices rise, loud and fearless.
I am an African.
This is the heartbeat of a billion people, diverse, bold, united by a single purpose to tell our own stories in our own way. No borders, no barriers, no filters. A new era of African storytelling is here. From every corner of the continent, from the bustling cities to the quiet villages, we tell Africa's story by Africans for the world. This is the land of a rising Africa, where Africa speaks and the world listens. This is why today we bring you POA, Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
African experts have reaffirmed the indispensability of collective commitment, cooperation in homegrown solutions in addressing the challenges of migration and internally displaced persons across the continent. The fifth ordinary session of the Specialized Technical Committee on Migration, Refugees and Internally Displaced Persons is currently underway under the theme Reimagining Immigration and Pivoting Humanitarian Architecture in Africa. During the opening session Monday, Herve Kouate, UNHCR representative to the African Union and the UN Economic Commission for Africa, emphasized that the session is not only a forum for dialogue, but also a platform to translate commitments into action. He also stressed the need to develop policies that project migrants, refugees, stateless persons, and IDPs efficiently while advancing Africa's vision for sustainable development.
Inclusive policies and engaging all segments of society in addressing migration. Today's STC session is not only a forum for dialogue, but a platform to translate commitments into action and demonstrate our resolve to consider policies that protect migrants, refugees, stateless persons, and internally displaced persons in an efficient way, while advancing Africa's vision for sustainable development.
Enos Chiombe, Deputy Director General of the Department of Immigration of the Republic of Zambia and outgoing chair of the committee, also noted the need for Africa-led humanitarian responses to current challenges. Chiombe also called the sustained attention to migration, forced displacement and refugee issues, underscoring the importance of harmonizing efforts among regional economic communities and member states.
For too long, our humanitarian efforts have been dependent on external resources and actors. This vulnerability we must urgently address to support the doctrine of African solutions to African continent. We must strengthen our principles of harmonizing with other regional economic communities and member states to ensure seamless coordination between African Union humanitarian, the regional economic communities, and the national structures to create a unified and efficient continental response mechanism.
South Africa, in partnership with the African Union, hosted the G20 Africa High-Level Dialogue in Addis Ababa to address debt, sustainability, cost of capital, and financing reforms. Deputy Minister Alvin Bolts highlighted Africa's $1.8 trillion debt burden, stressed the need for fairer credit rating, also lower risk premiums, and improved access to affordable capital.
Today's dialogue, therefore, is both timely and urgent. It addresses one of our foremost priorities, ensuring debt sustainability for low-income countries. The policy space, ladies and gentlemen, available to developing countries today is indeed significantly constrained by the debt servicing obligations. For an example, the public debt of African countries in 2022 stood at $1.8 trillion, an increase of 183% since 2010, with many of the African countries paying more for debt costs than critical development enablers such as delivery of social welfare, healthcare, and education. We are therefore working to ensure that the sovereign credit rating agencies are increasingly more fairer and more transparent, and simultaneously, ladies and gentlemen, addressing high-risk premiums.
The dialogue supports South Africa's G20 presidency priorities of solidarity, equality, sustainability, and inclusive growth. A G20 Africa expert panel chaired by former Finance Minister Trevor Manuel provides strategic advice to advance Africa's development agenda.
When South Africa took over the G20 presidency last year, amidst a precarious geopolitical climate, its response was that the world indeed needs more solidarity, increase equality, and enhance sustainability, which became the core of our thematic approach. Ladies and gentlemen, the key typology of our team speaks about African philosophy of Ubuntu, which resonates with the slogan of Agenda 2030 and related SDGs, namely leaving no one behind.
These initiatives aim to ensure Africa's economic and developmental priorities are integrated into the G20 and global governance framework. Now to business news. MTN Business in Botswana, the enterprise division of the telecom operator, announced last week partnership with Canadian tech firm Ithaca. The collaboration launched MTN SDIA, a smart connectivity solution that boosts the reliability and performance of managed services for business. Powered by Ithaca Cloud Access Technology, MTN SDIA combines multiple internet links and automatically switches between them if one fails. Unlike traditional backup system or complex SDWN setups, the solution maintains seamless connectivity, avoiding service interruptions even during network outages or slowdowns. In Botswana, the South African operator primarily serves corporate clients, offering internet connectivity, virtual private network, and other ICT solutions. MTN's consumer business excited the market in 2019. Now to sports news. Dakar Games Festival celebrating 1 year to the Youth Olympic Games, Dakar 2026, drawing thousands across Dakar, Diamindayo and Sali. From November 6 to 9, the play program engaged 1,700 children in sports like basketball, judo and athletics, ending with fair play workshops. Impact Spark, partnering with Spark Invo Action, promoted health for 900 teens aged 14 to 18. The festival showcased Senegalese culture through free concerts at Dakar train station and Sali Beach, featuring top artists, traditional dancers, fashion shows, and youth theater. Highlights include unveiling mascot AYO, a joyful lion symbolizing Africa, at Youth at the Grand Theater, attended by Senegal's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye and IOC President Christy Coventry. Omega launched the countdown clock. YOG Dakar 2026 runs October 31st to November 13, 2026, hosting 2,700 young athletes. Now let's check the current weather forecast. That's all for this time. Thanks for tuning in and goodbye.